Hey, Patricia, can I talk to you for a second?
Hi, Mackenzie. What's up?
Did you take money out of my wallet again?
What are you talking about?
I had $1,000 in cash, but now there's only $800. This is the third time this has happened, you know?
Oh, come on. I don't know anything about that. I bet you just miscounted how much you actually had and thought you had $1,000. Can you stop accusing me without having any proof?
I do have proof.
Huh?
I always have a voice recorder in my bag for work. It seems like I accidentally left the record button on. And when I checked it, guess what I heard? Oh my goodness, she only has $1,000? I guess she won't notice if I take $200. I'll just tell her she miscounted. I heard what you said.
You were eavesdropping?
No, I wasn't eavesdropping. I'm just telling you that I had a voice recorder in my purse.
I can't believe you would invade my privacy like that.
Privacy has nothing to do with stealing from me.
You're so disrespectful.
That $1,000 included the money for your rent, you know.
What?
Your apartment is leased by Nathan, remember?
So?
Nathan's away on a business trip today and told me he forgot to pay your rent this month. So I was going to go see your landlord and give him the rent money in cash. So you took $200 from your own rent money.
I didn't know that.
I'll tell Nathan what happened. So please make sure to pay Nathan back $200 from your Social Security check.
Wait a second.
Also, it seems like you made a spare key to our house without our permission. I'm coming over now to take it back.
What's the problem with me having a spare key to my own son's house?
I don't feel safe in my own home knowing you have a spare key.
What?
I'm heading there now. Patricia? What were you thinking sneaking into our house in the middle of the night?
What do you want so early in the morning? I'm still sleepy.
We had a security camera installed last night.
What?
I have footage of you creeping into our house. I thought I had taken the spare key back yesterday. Do you have more?
Of course. I thought something like this might happen, so I had another one made and hid it just in case. I guess I win this round.
I don't really care if I win or lose, but if that's your plan, we'll just change the locks.
What? There's no way Nathan would allow that.
This house lease is in my name, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Is that so?
Patricia, just because Nathan is away, you've gone too far this time. What were you even doing here last night?
That's besides the point. I know you're hiding something from me, your own mother-in-law. How dare you?
Hiding something from you? What are you talking about?
I looked at your bank records for this past year.
What? My bank records?
You are a disgrace as a daughter-in-law, but I guess you're a good worker. I have no idea who you're working for, but I see that you make $200,000 a year. I can see now why you didn't want to quit your job.
Did you sneak into my house so you could find out how much I make?
Well, yes.
What were you thinking?
Don't act so high and mighty. See here, Mackenzie. As a wife, you have the obligation to quit your job to take care of your husband and your in-laws. If you refuse to do so, you should be giving all of the money you earn to your in-laws, even more so if you're making this much. So, From now on, I'm in charge of your finances.
What? You're taking charge of my finances?
Now that I know your earning potential, I will admit I see you in a whole new light. Earning $200,000 as a 31-year-old woman is impressive. I see that you've been spending quite a bit, but you still have $150,000 saved. Don't worry, I'll use this money wisely.
Are you serious? Did you take my ATM card?
Yes.
Give it back! Right now!
My goodness, what are you talking about? I told you this is mine.
I don't recall giving it to you.
I'm going to tell you one more time. Any money you earn as my son's wife belongs to my son's parents. Which means, as your mother-in-law, it's mine. From now on, I'll spend this money wisely, so all you need to think about is working hard and providing for me.
I've had enough of this. Good morning, Nathan. Can you talk? It's kind of an emergency.
Hey, Mackenzie! I'm on my way to see a client right now, so I can talk. What's up?
So, your mom did something bad.
My mom?
Ever since you left for your trip, she's been out of control. She somehow made a spare key for our place without asking, and she came into the house when I wasn't there and stole $200 from my purse.
What?
And that's not all. I made sure to get the spare key back from her, but she had already made another one. And she came into our house in the middle of the night. She looked at our bank records and saw how much I make. And she took my ATM card.
She did what? Has she withdrawn our money?
No, not yet. While I was texting your mom about getting it back, I called the bank and had them cancel my card.
Oh, okay, that makes things a little better.
I don't think she knows my PIN anyway. And the file with my password and PIN information is at my parents' house, so I don't think she could withdraw any money anyways.
Yeah, you're probably right. My mom never thinks ahead. So she probably thought that she would just take your ATM card and make you tell her your PIN and password later or something. God, I'm so sorry. When my dad was alive, he also had a hard time with my mom's reckless spending. The real problem is that there's no one who can stop her.
Yeah. Well, she may have my ATM card, but I've already talked with the bank. And the $200 she stole is part of her rent money. So I told her to make sure to pay you back later.
Thanks. I'll make sure she pays me back.
Okay, sounds good. Also, can I go ahead with what we talked about before?
Yeah, this time she's gone too far. I think we can go ahead with our plan.
Okay, I'll get started on that right away then.
Okay, thanks.
Mackenzie, answer me!
Yes, Patricia? What's wrong?
Why are you so nonchalant?
You're the one who told me to answer you.
Whatever. Why is your ATM card getting declined?
What?
I can't pay back my payday loan.
Your payday loan? Patricia, are you in debt?
The due date is today. I couldn't get the money together, so I thought I would use your money to pay it back. So I gave your ATM card to the man from the payday loan company who came by the house today. But he said I couldn't pay him back in that way.
Of course he did. How is he going to use an ATM card without the PIN number?
I thought they could look the PIN up or figure it out or something.
Have you been watching too many soap operas or something? It's not like they're hackers. By the way, I've already called the bank and shut down any future activity on my account.
What? How could you do that without my permission?
I'm allowed to do whatever I want with my own account.
I told you that your earnings are mine.
Do you really think that's how the real world works?
It's your obligation to care for your mother-in-law. A bride is never allowed to talk back to her mother-in-law. That's an old ironclad rule that has existed for all time.
Has your brain slipped back to Victorian times?
What?
I guess it can't be helped. No matter how many times I try to talk to you, you won't listen. I give up.
Oh, so you're finally ready to do as I say. Okay, then give me your PIN number right now.
No. By the way, let me tell you what I was planning on using that savings account for. We were actually planning on buying you an apartment with that money.
Huh? Buy an apartment?
After Roger died, Nathan and I talked about the future. After all, your age is getting up there. Eventually, you would need Nathan and I's help. But to be honest, with how you treat me, there's no way I could live with you in the same house. Especially if you're stealing money from my purse. So we were planning on buying an apartment for you within walking distance from us. And that way, we could keep each other's lives private. Or so I thought. The ATM card you stole was for a savings account with money for that apartment.
Oh, really? My goodness, you should have told me sooner. If that's what the money is for, I'll give you your card back.
No, that's okay. It's too late, Patricia.
Too late?
We'll only be buying an apartment for ourselves.
What?
After what you've done, both Nathan and I are done with you. Actually, I think we've been too patient with you.
What are you talking about? As I've told you countless times, your job is to take care of me. You better buy me that apartment.
I better buy you, huh? It seems like no matter what I say, we'll never understand each other.
It's your job to understand me and what I want.
We've already moved.
What?
We don't plan on telling you our new address. And we haven't told you yet, but Nathan has started a new job.
A new job?
Yes, so even if you go to his old company, he won't be there.
Fine, I'll go to your workplace.
I quit 2 months ago and am working freelance.
What?
I didn't tell you that either. I started earning more with my side job than I was at my company. And it was hard to do both, so I quit my job.
Just hold on a second. You guys are being so selfish.
That's the last thing I want to hear from you. Oh, and about your current apartment? Nathan will pay your rent until the next contract renewal in March. But we'll be terminating the lease after that. So he says you should figure something out.
What? He's abandoning his own mother. It's his job to take care of his parents in old age.
You've made Nathan and I too mad to care about that anymore.
I can't believe this. I'm going to call Nathan.
He's already blocked you.
What?
I was also planning on blocking you after telling you about your apartment, but there was just so much more I wanted to say to you.
Mackenzie?
Thanks to you, I feel so much better. I'm going to change my number now.
Wait a second.
Just be grateful that I didn't call the police.
Please, wait!
Goodbye. My friend told me that I should have reported my mother-in-law to the police, but apparently the payday loan she took out was from quite a shady company. So I thought it was better for her if she would figure things out for herself as she paid back her loan. At least, I think it'll be better this way. And that shady payday loan place called me to ask about my ATM card. But when I told them that my mother-in-law had taken it without asking, and that we would no longer be speaking with her, they said, "So she'll be in that apartment until March, huh?" The man on the phone sounded disturbingly happy about that. By the way, she's about $30,000 in debt. I hope she figures something out.
Felix, dear, are you awake now?
Hi, Mom. I just got up. I had no idea I would sleep in for so long.
Don't worry, you deserve the rest. Your final exams took a toll on you. I know just how hard you studied. I couldn't hold it against you if you chose to sleep the entire day.
With how long I've slept already, I don't think I'll be sleeping for the next couple of days.
Don't count on it, hon. Once again, congratulations on graduating high school. I know this is probably the 1,000th time I'm telling you, but you can't blame me for being proud of you, can you?
No, you can say it a million times and I'll never get tired of hearing you say it. Thank you so much, Mom, for everything you've done for me. You and I know that if you'd not been there for me, things would not have gone this way.
I doubt that. You're an exceptional kid. I'm sure you would have been just fine.
Please don't do that. Don't downplay the role you've played in my life. You may not be my real mother, but you still took me in like your son and raised me. I owe all of this to you, Mom.
What do you mean by real mother? Are you trying to hurt my feelings? No matter what a DNA test might say, you're my son, and you'll always be my son.
Thank you, Mom. You've taught me that it's not blood that makes a family, but they're bonds. After all, the person I share blood with is yet to even reach out to me.
Your father is probably busy. You know how his work can be. He told me he was going on a business trip. I guess things got out of hand and he couldn't make it.
Yeah, just as he's always been all my life. Just as you keep making excuses for him time and again.
Come on, dear. He's your father. Don't talk about him like that. Did he call you yesterday? Or this morning?
No, and honestly, I don't even care. The call that matters is the one you gave me, and I'm happy about that.
Don't worry. I'm sure he will reach out to you.
Whatever. I have to go now, Mom. I need to freshen up. Love you, Mom.
I love you too. Talk to you later. Hi, Barnes. Good evening.
Yeah, what's up?
Yesterday was Felix's graduation. Have you reached out to him yet?
Oh crap, I totally forgot.
How is that possible? I reminded you of it the night before.
Then why didn't you remind me again of it yesterday? I can't be thinking of running a company and also be expected to remember petty things like that.
Your son's graduation is petty?
You're not a CEO, so I don't expect your tiny brain to understand what I'm saying here.
Well, I did reach out to you yesterday. You would have known that if your phone had not been switched off. I thought you were on a business trip. Why would your phone be off for the entire day?
You sound very silly right now. Are you trying to teach me how to do my job now? Get off my back, will ya? I'll call Felix later. He's a big boy and shouldn't resort to crying every time Daddy doesn't come calling.
Yeah, he is a big boy, and I assure you he wasn't crying. I feel it might be better if you call him now, so you don't forget again, just in case you decide to switch your phone off again.
What's that supposed to mean?
Come on, Barnes. I know you're not on a business trip at all. You're cheating on me with Sandy, your secretary.
What? How'd you know?
I've known for quite some time now.
Oh my god, you are scary. How can you know about it and keep quiet? Don't you dare tell Felix about this. Claire? Hi, Claire. How are you doing?
Why are you asking?
Is this about the Sandy thing?
I told you, I've known for quite some time now.
Then why didn't you do or say anything?
I chose to do nothing because of our son. I couldn't bear for him to grow up in a broken home.
Well, look at that. Aren't you Mother Teresa?
Don't you dare mock me. There are so many things I should be doing right now, but I'm keeping my cool. Don't test me.
Jeez, so feisty. You look on the bright side of this, though. Maybe it's a good thing you know already. It makes the news easier to deliver.
News? What news?
It's time for us to get divorced. I can't keep living a lie. I deserve to be happy too. With Sandy.
Huh? Divorce? I should be the one asking for that, not you.
Come on. I just don't want to be bothered anymore. I want a divorce. We both know this marriage has been falling apart for a long time.
You're the one tearing it apart with your lies and infidelity. How can you be so heartless?
It's not that simple. I can't keep living a lie, Claire. I deserve to be happy too.
Happy? What about me? Don't I deserve to be happy? I should be the one asking for a divorce. I was only waiting for Felix to graduate college, get a decent job, and settle down. I sacrificed my happiness and peace of mind for him.
To be honest, you sound like a pathetic clown. I've had to deal with you all these years, and it's been exhausting. Now that Felix is of age and can take care of himself, I can finally break free.
Felix? Break free? What the hell are you talking about? What does all this have to do with him?
Why do you think I got married to you? I'm a CEO, for crying out loud. You and I are not in the same class. I never wanted a child, but when Felix's mother got pregnant, I realized I could give fatherhood a shot. But she ruined it all when she abandoned him and ran off. There was no way I was going to let a baby slow me down. I knew I needed a wife as soon as possible, and that was when you came in.
My God. So you're saying you only got married to me so I could take care of your son?
Talk about a glorified nanny. That's what you are. I should be given an award for raising your status in society. What would you have ever achieved without me? You and I were never meant to be. So, you see now why we need a divorce, right? I can't keep living in this toxic environment.
I gave up my life for you, gave you my heart and soul, and this is all you have for me? And you have the audacity to make demands?
See, let's leave this past behind us. We can't keep punishing each other for something that's already done. Let's just move on.
Move on? You might find that easier to do, but I will carry the scars of your betrayal. You want a divorce, right? I'll give it to you. It's high time I put myself first. Besides, the only reason I stayed this long was because of Felix.
No matter what you think, you're not his mother, and you've overstayed your welcome.
I'll see you in court.
Mom, I just got off the phone with Dad. When were you planning to tell me about the divorce?
Oh, Felix, I'm so sorry. I'm sad that things came to this point, but it can't be avoided at the moment. You need to know, however, that it will never change the way I feel about you. You're my son no matter what, and I love you regardless.
Thanks, Mom. I feel the same way. But you can't leave me alone with Dad. Please, can you take me with you?
Felix, he's your father. I can't take you from him.
You're also my mother, and I'm old enough to decide where I'll stay. I want to stay with you.
You're right. You can decide who you want to stay with. I'd really love it if you chose to stay with me.
Thank you. But, Mom, do you have any plans? You've always been a housewife. Will the transition not be too hard on you?
Of course it will, but I have plans. It's time to put my degree to real use, not just helping to keep your father's books in order.
Dad doesn't know the gem he's losing by letting you go, but I'm happy you guys are separating. He never treated you right.
Thank you for your kind words. Just rest easy, okay? Everything will be fine.
Of course they will. I know it because I have you in my corner.
Claire, what's this I'm hearing? You're starting your own accounting firm? Are you out of your mind?
What do you mean?
You know nothing about running a company. You think being the CEO is a joke.
What does it matter to you? We're not together anymore.
Yeah, right. It's just funny, that's all. It'll be a spectacle when you fail.
Wow, my company is barely a week old and you're already wishing it to fail? Do you hate me this much, Barnes?
I'm just spitting facts here. It's not my fault if you find the truth a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, you're wrong. I started this and I'm going to succeed in it. Being the wife of a CEO linked me to a number of millionaires and their wives. Building up my own network, I've been able to corner some of them, and they've taken me on as their accountant. I used my savings to start up the company and get registered, but it was their deposit I used to hire staff and get the company going.
Even after we're separated, you're still feeding off of me. What a parasite you are.
You didn't connect me to them. I built the relationships myself. Yes, it was during your company functions that I met many of them, but you never introduced me to any of them, so I did all that myself.
Whatever. How long do you think you can keep this up? You'll fail.
How will I do that exactly? I've been the one keeping your company finances in check all these years, even though I was never paid for it. Thanks to that, though, nobody can say I lack experience. Barnes, I very well know what I'm doing, just as you have no idea what you're saying.
Okay then. Just don't come running to me when you need help. You're about to learn that the CEO position is not for everyone.
I guess we'll have to see about that, indeed.
Claire, are you there? Claire, I need to talk to you.
What is it, Barnes?
How are you doing, dear?
Dear? See, I want nothing to do with you, okay? Our divorce is finalized, so just leave me be, will you?
Come on, relax a little. No need to be so uptight. It's just, things are really messed up for me. I never should have let you go, Claire. I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, you did, but that realization is not going to change anything.
It can. You have to come back to me, baby. I need you back in my life. After you left, I hired a new accountant who turned out to be a crook. He stole company funds and absconded, rendering us a bankrupt. My company's sinking and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Oh, sorry to hear all that. But what does all this have to do with me?
Come on, your company's doing great. You and I can get back together. You're already earning so much. So we'll be fine, regardless of the bankruptcy.
You really have no shame, do you? You're not even attempting to hide the fact that you only want me back because I'm well off.
Come on, no need to get emotional here.
What about your girlfriend?
Who, Sandy? Please. That turncoat ditched me the moment my company began to have trouble. Now I'm all alone and broke. You have to come back to me. We both know you never wanted that divorce.
On the contrary, Barnes. Ever since I found out you were cheating, I wanted to divorce you. However, my love for Felix kept me with you. I love him so much and I couldn't bear to leave him in your care. He would have been neglected and probably grown up to be a nuisance to society. If we got divorced, I knew there was no way I could get custody since I'm not his biological mother. So, I stayed for him. When you asked for a divorce, I realized he was indeed old enough for me to be his mother even from a distance. Instead of staying with you, he chose to come with me. So, you see, you no longer have anything I need.
We can be a family again.
No. Since you chatted me up, have you asked about Felix's well-being? As always, you're only thinking of yourself. I'm done with you, Barnes. Do not contact me ever again.
Just hold on, Claire. Let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. Goodbye.
Claire, we can still salvage this.
With Barnes out of my life, I focused on building a better one for Felix and I. My company did so well that I had no problem taking care of his college tuition and his other needs. Both of us were happy together, and not even Barnes could rob us of that. Last we heard of him, his company folded completely, and he was applying to companies, but his reputation kept ruining his chances. I didn't feel sorry for him in the least. He was out of our lives. That was all that mattered.